you're seated in this room right now, you're here for our meditation service, and I'm welcoming you. I'm Reverend Keith. This is our Soul Center meditation service. And for those of you who are in this room live in person, I'm just going to invite you to please make sure that all cellular devices are either off or in meditation mode, also known as Do Not Disturb or airplane mode. And for those of you who are streaming in live, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. Welcome to our meditation service. For those of you at home, you might want to just go ahead and put your device, if you're using a cellular device, on Do Not Disturb. You might want to dim the lights or find that special place to be seated. If you're joining us for our meditation service, our music and our message starts in just about 29 minutes. And so, as we prepare to move into the stillness, just a few reminders and guidelines. Our meditation service is a stillness meditation where I will center us. That's the guided part that allows us to let go of the temporal world, let go of thinking and thoughts, and move into the appropriate name, stillness, that is beyond words and beyond thoughts. There are many different types of meditation that you've heard me talk about over the years in this service with regards to whether it's an activation or a mantra, which is simply aligning and attuning to a particular eternal frequency, such as love or joy or peace or beauty. And then there are meditations that are inquiry or visionings, where you're seeking specific providential guidance that is beyond intellectual understanding. And of course, there are moving meditations to integrate the energy with your body. And so as we prepare to move into the stillness, you're welcome to have your own intention. What would you like to understand, know, feel, experience as you move out of space and time and return home to the beginning, to our eternal beingness? And I'm just going to offer up a couple intentions while we're at it. One is that nothing will distract us. Nothing from the inner world, nothing from the outer world. We will allow ourselves to be wholly attuned to the higher self. Another intention is that we're going to allow this to be the deepest, most profound, most delicious, most rejuvenating and relaxing meditation ever. And that all the channels and all the meridians of our physical, emotional, and mental bodies align and attune with the vibration of our soul. The stillness, the allness, the goodness. And with that being said, most of you will probably do this as a closed-eyed meditation, where we close the outer eyes and open the inner. And if for any reason there's anybody at home or anybody here who wants to do it as an open-eyed meditation, you just find one singular point to focus on. Don't let your eyes wander, otherwise your mind will wander. And if you fall asleep, no problem. If you have some thoughts, just to the best of your ability, allow them to make their way into an evaporative state as they release. And the rest of it, I'm just going to invite you to join me as we tune and turn within and just allow ourselves to relax. We are now ready to begin. And as always, we begin by first giving ourselves permission to relax. Just saying to ourselves in our minds, I give myself permission to relax. As we invite, as we evoke, and as we allow the divine energies, the eternal frequencies of peace and joy, love and goodness, wellness and tranquility to wash over us and to rise up from within us, knowing we have nothing to do, we have no place to go, only to surrender into the deepest states of rejuvenation, relaxation, and revelation. I invite you to just bring your awareness to your breath, the inhalation, the exhalation, the elegance and the ease back of it. Just feel or notice that soft breeze, that cool, tingling sensation as you feel it enter through your nose or through your mouth. And for the moment, we'll allow the exhalation to be the vehicle of release, while the inhalation is the vehicle of expanding the divine within us. And without efforting, we allow our breath to become fuller, fresher, deeper, and wider, all on its own. Each cycle of breathing taking us deeper. For the moment, as we exhale, we let go of any tension, any concerns from earlier in the week or the year or any moment in time. We don't need to know how or why. We simply exhale and let it go as we inhale and feel the eternal frequency of peace proliferating itself throughout our entire body. Exhaling, we let go of efforting and trying as we feel the inhale bring forward relaxation and effortless ease. Exhaling, we let go of figuring and analyzing, thinking. As we inhale the vibration of pure clarity, exhaling, we let go of attachments to time. We let go of the past and energetic connections to it. We let go of the future and energetic projections to it. We let go of the present and any tethers or ties to it, as we can feel ourselves floating in the eternal. Each cycle of breathing, fanning the internal flame of beauty and love, all density evaporating as the light of luminosity and weightlessness flows throughout your entire physical, emotional, and mental bodies. I invite you to imagine your crown on the top of your head is wide open. And as you inhale, you can feel the tingles or see the light, a wave of phosphorescent divinity coming in through your crown and down into your heart. And as you exhale, you can feel the energy rising from your heart to the source of creation. Just focusing for a moment on that breath, the breath of beauty. Inhaling, drawing the energy from the divine into your heart. Exhaling, feeling it return. And then letting go. As our breathing continues to soften and expand. I invite you to bring your awareness to your mind's eye, in the middle of your brow, and allow it to open. The imagination, insight. You may see colors or images. You may feel tingles or pressure on your brow. You may see symbols or signs, or just darkness. I invite you to imagine you're breathing through your mind's eye. That as you inhale, the breath comes in from the back of your head, and as you exhale, it flows forward from your forehead. We awaken the inner eye that we may attune to the desires of our soul. Inhaling, feeling the breath come in from the back of your head, exhaling as it flows forward from your brow. And as the mind's eye continues to open, we let go and allow it to breathe all on its own. Bringing our awareness down to our throat center and allowing it to open and breathe. Imagine you are inhaling from the back of your neck and exhaling from your throat forward as the fresh breath of self-love, elegance, and eloquence flows through. Inhaling from the back of the neck, exhaling from the throat center forward, and allowing the throat chakra to continue to open and expand, all on its own. We are returning to the beginning. As we bring our awareness down to our heart center, and we allow it to open, blossom. And imagine you are breathing from your heart as you inhale from the upper middle back and exhale from your chest forward. And feel the energy of love, joy, and beauty, and that which makes your heart sing. As you inhale from the upper middle back, exhale from the heart center forward, as we continue to go deeper in the vibration of the eternal, allowing the heart to continue to breathe on its own. As we bring our awareness down to our core, our solar plexus, right where the ribs begin to fan apart, and allow it to open. Inhaling from the middle back, exhaling from your core forward, and feeling the fresh breath of ease and effortlessness. Inhaling from the middle back, exhaling from your core forward, and just letting go. As divine strength, light and luminosity continues to expand. We bring our awareness down to our sacral center behind the belly button and allow it to open and breathe. Inhaling from the lower back, exhaling from your belly button forward, and allowing the fresh breath of harmony and balance, safety to flow through, rejuvenating and expanding. Inhaling from the lower back, exhaling from the belly button forward. And then letting go as it continues to breathe and expand, all on its own. And bringing our awareness to our root, the base of our spine, and allowing it to open. Breathe. Inhaling from the tailbone, exhaling from the pubic bone forward, and feeling the root open and breathe and expand, and courage, divine strength, fearlessness, a grounded sense of brilliance. Inhaling from the tailbone, exhaling from the pubic bone, and then just allowing it to continue to breathe and expand all on its own. And I invite you to bring your awareness to the highest point of divinity you can imagine. On your next inhalation, imagine it coming in through the top of your energy field, down through your crown, through your heart, and to your root at the base of your spine. And as you exhale, you'll feel the energy rising. And each cycle of breathing, as we let go, taking us deeper and rising higher in an expanded state of beauty, peace, and stillness. Going even deeper, rising even higher. as we continue to allow ourselves to expand in this holy frequency, these divine eternal energies. As we inhale that energy from Source, the energy of the eternal, the beginning that is pure, it is rejuvenating, invigorating, softening, and strengthening. It revitalizes. I invite you to bring your awareness to the bottom of your energy field, about a meter, maybe 3, 4, 5 feet beneath the bottoms of your feet if you are standing. The south pole of your energy field, you'll find your 10th chakra, your earth star. On your next inhalation, draw the energy all the way down to the bottom of your energy field. We can feel the energy of creation, the energy of our soul, the energy of desire, unobstructed, uninhibited, unfiltered, fully making its way. And we allow it, as we open to the energy of benevolent satiation, to grow and glow, bloom and blossom, better than we could ever imagine with our surface mind. We take a moment in deep gratitude, knowing that there is no efforting anywhere in the entire universe. There is no efforting to orbit planets. There's no efforting to germinate seeds into blades of grass or fields of flowers or forests of trees. There's no efforting to oxygenate the air or for the clouds to waft through the sky and drop rain or snow. We take a moment as we open to the grandeur, the brilliance, the beauty, the dynamic presence, the universal energy of creation that is good. We call it God, we call it the One. We open to it. We know that we are one with it, each and every one of us. We are one with the Almighty Good that has never judged, has never experienced separation, that is bliss and nirvana beyond our wildest dreams. Unity. We open to that unified field and we say, yes, I remember the truth of what it means to be born from the Holy Heart, the image and likeness of infinite divinity. No beginning, no end, the Alpha and the Omega within our own beingness. We align with its idea of our lives. We say yes, for it is good and only good. And simply by relaxing, by opening to this, I'm grateful to know something wonderful is taking place. We allow a holy momentum to carry us forward into a greater experience of good. I'm grateful for our time and allowing it to continue to expand. And we simply agree to allow it to be by saying, and so it is. Amen. Whenever you feel ready, you don't have to unless you want to. You can open your eyes. In a moment, the lights are going to come up, and we're going to take a short break before we begin our Sunday service, our music and our message, in about 4 minutes. So for those of you streaming in live, we have just completed our meditation service, and we will continue with our music and our message in about 4 minutes. For those of you here, the restrooms, the men's restroom apparently is being repaired, so if you need it, you're going to go to the right this time. For those of you at home, you know where your restroom is, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Good morning, Soul Center.
Good morning.
So happy to be here this morning, our first Sunday of May. Very hard to believe we are in May. It's pretty incredible. The sun is shining, and it's a beautiful day to be together. Hello, love streamers. Happy to see you as well. Welcome to Soul Center OC. My name is Jessica Susalik, and I'm the co-founder of Soul Center with my mom, Patricia Griffith, our angel in heaven. And with our spiritual director, Reverend Keith Horwitz, we are bringing the teachings of Agape International Spiritual Center to Orange County and the globe, as you love streamers know. And we are lighting up the world together when we gather. So thank you all for being a part of that. And let's stand and say our declaration, please. It is in the program and on the screen. There is one life, and that life is God. That life is perfect, and that life is my life now. I am here to receive the divine message for me. I am awake, I am tapped in, and I am transformed. You may be seated. We have Angel Travis in the house, so we're very excited. Got a beautiful assortment of music for us today, and of course the boys, Jesse Godoy and Brian Sherrick. We're always so blessed to have you guys. And Colleen will be doing our announcements.
So everyone, if you would please silence your cell phones or put them in meditation mode, as Reverend Keith says. We have an exciting new class entitled Divine Energy Medicine. And Reverend Keith will be teaching this class. It's an online 5-week class, and it begins on Wednesday, June the 5th. Visit soulcenteroc.com to learn more. The book entitled The Conscious Parent, Transforming Ourselves, Empowering Our Children, is available in the Almond Garden bookstore, the Almond Garden bookstore. This is a must-read for any parent, grandparent, or person reparenting in their own lives. On Sunday, June the 2nd, heartfelt cardiac screenings will be here at Soul Center conducting life-saving heart screenings for anyone age 5 and up. To register, please look for information on the website, and it will also be in the newsletter this week. Reverend Keith's amazing spring meditation and nature retreat is on Friday and Saturday, May the 17th and 18th. SoulCenterOC.com has more information, and you will be able to sign up there for this wonderful weekend. We'll be taking an adventurous, wonder-filled boat ride to the Channel Islands in Ventura County. Typically, each year, we see large schools of dolphins and often whales. The walking meditation, fellowship, and so much more is inspirational and rejuvenating. Plan to join. Please visit our welcome table or go to Soul Center OC for more information regarding Reverend Keith's daily affirmative prayer each morning at 9:30, A Course in Miracles on Tuesday night with the Keely Beckwith, Soul Circle weekly newsletter sign-ups, birthday registry, and after-service fellowship, lunch gatherings, and so much more. And now comes my favorite part. Volunteers. These are the folks with a desire to serve our community here at Soul Center. Every Sunday, a dedicated group of folks, they set up tables, they bring drinks, they bring refreshments, and they greet fellow congregants, and the best part is we have such a great time doing it. Sign up for volunteer service positions are available at the welcome table, or see Kathy LeKay or myself, and we'll get you set up. You make some really special connections by being a part of our volunteer team. And now, let's join our Soul Center musicians and Angel Travis for our congregational song. And the words are in your program.
liberation for the ones who are not free. Love can take us higher, reveal the way greater love. Oh, we let it wash over us, we let it make us higher, we let it make us higher, we let it early in the morning, we let it hold us together, we let it now and forever, we let it, we let it. Oh, and that truth is telling me, sing of liberation for the ones who are not free. Love can take us higher, reveal the way to such a greater love. Oh, for the truth is telling me, love's the only answer for the ones who are not free. Let love take us higher, reveal the way to greater love. Oh, so let it wash over us, we let it make us higher, we let it make us higher, we let it early in the morning, we let it hold us together, we let it now and forever, we let it, we let it, we let it. Come on, the love, you got it, wash over us, we let Yes, we do. We let it be. Come on, boys, now, come on, let the peace, let it run all over your land. The peace, wash over us. We let it be. We let the love find you now. We let the love, let it wash over you. We let it be.
Thank you so much. That was so fun. What a way to start the service, right? Oh, good morning, everyone. My name is Lynn Shanky. Our reading is from Meditations of the Heart by Howard Thurman. In the quiet time, I seek to discover the will of God for my own life. This quest must be pursued with great diligence and consecutiveness. It is well to use a part of each period in seeking to find the answer, or, more important, clues to the answer to this deeply felt need. A man wants to know that his life's purpose and plans are floored by a structure that is more than he is, that is comprehensive, significant, and good. When there is assurance that such a structure has been found, then the sense of being adrift, living a meaningless life, disappears. The simple assumption is that God is in each one of us, a part of our very life structure, and we are in Him. We need not concern ourselves over much with the many speculative questions that may range through our minds as a result of such assumption. For the assumption is in itself something more. It is an insistent fact, a category which is the rock upon which we stand. It is its own evidence. Very important indeed is it to be aware of the direction which begins to take shape within us as we seek to know the will with all our hearts. Love Howard Thurman. Ooh, thank you. All right, let us turn within and pray. Oh, I am grateful. Grateful for love, for songs, for peace, for joy, for laughter, for dancing, for the music, for the connection. We are so blessed. Grateful to know that that one presence that I call God, He is in me. I am in Him. It is such a great combination. What a wonderful way to live. I know this is true for myself. I know this is true for each one of us out there. I know that each one of us are beautiful divine emanations of the Most High. And we let that love wash over us, that peace wash over us. Ooh, what a way to live. I know this service is a perfect service. I am blessing this day. I'm blessing this service. I'm blessing all that came before us to set up. Blessing the founders, the musicians, the singers, Reverend Keith, all the prayer chaplains, all the practitioners, knowing that we are all here together on this day to experience this beautiful message of love and light, knowing that we are, each one of us, tuned in, maybe to a little bit different frequency, but we're all getting that message that needs to come across, especially for us. And we open up to that message, opening our ears, our hearts, our mind, our souls. Blessing this day as we go about the week, remembering that we are the blessings, the blessors, and the blessed. And I'm simply releasing this prayer into the law, knowing it is already done. And so it is. Amen. Okay, now it is time for our agape affirmations. Please rise. You will find them in your program and coming up on the screen, and for live streamers too. I will speak a line and then we'll all repeat them aloud together with sincerity and acceptance. It is so fun to be up here and hear it. You saying it back to me. I love it so much. Okay. Joy-filled enthusiasm inspires every activity in my life.
Joy-filled enthusiasm inspires every activity of my life.
Eternal love expresses as overflowing good in my body of affairs.
Eternal love expresses as overflowing good in my body of affairs.
Verve and vitality flow as vibrant wellness throughout my being.
Verve and vitality flow as vibrant wellness throughout my being.
The velocity of generosity radiates abundantly in every area of my life.
The velocity of generosity radiates abundantly in every area of my life.
Overwhelming clarity fills my mind with divine directioning.
Overwhelming clarity fills my mind with divine directioning.
All of my relationships swell and swirl with mutual magnificence.
All of my relationships swell and swirl with mutual magnificence.
Gratefully, I live these words of truth.
Gratefully, I live these words of truth.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Amen.
Amen.
Great. You may be seated. For those of you who would like to experience private individual prayer today, please come up front here by the gong after service. There you will be directed by a licensed soul practitioner or chaplain who will pray with you in a safe and confidential atmosphere. Peace and blessings, everyone.
I love you guys.
We love you too.
I'm here often, and I'm really happy about that I get to come see you. This is home for me. Okay, no crying. Okay, no crying. You've been striking matches when you had a fire inside. You've been climbing mountains when you had wings to fly. You've been lost in stories while your dreams wait to rise. It's all in your mind, in your mind.
the sentiments, Angel. Yes, I love this community. I love being part of the Agape International Spiritual Center. For those of you who are familiar with that, then you know what I'm talking about. If you're not familiar with the Agape International Spiritual Center, we are an affiliate of this institution that is set to bring forward the truth teachings from the mystical order of all sects of mysticism around the globe, which means that you shall delve deep into you and find the presence of God, the presence of the divine, the presence of the universal mind of oneness that is bliss and goodness, wellness and joy in every way, shape, and form. That is what all the masters and all the avatars from any of the religions in the mystical order have discovered, including the mystical teachers of the New Thought Ageless Wisdom movement for close to 400 years. Those were the ones that said, I am going to experience the divine through and as my life in this world, in this body. Some of it was used utilizing the law of transmutation to heal things. Oftentimes, crisis is the mechanism that wakes people up. And then there's also the mechanism of inspiration, to just be still and be inspired. There is a holy inertia that pulls you along life. You might not be familiar with it. It's oftentimes kind of like if you've ever, once I had this experience. I was down in Costa Rica with Reverend Michael. We were on a minister's retreat, and we got into the ocean, and there was a little undercurrent, a little riptide, but it was very subtle, and we went into the beach, and we went into the water here, and the next thing you know, about 20 minutes later, you're about 50 yards down the beach because it's just slowly taking you. There is a divine inertia that wants to slowly, it never forces, it never pushes. You have free will and free choice. But if you align with the divine design by saying, yes, I shall hear the call of the voice of my soul and follow its desires, I can guarantee you it's a money-back guarantee. You give me a little cash, and it's a money-back guarantee, no cash necessary, money-back guarantee that you will thrive in bliss if you listen to the call of your soul and not be preoccupied by distractions. But we'll get into that as we continue, or actually we start the month. We got Mother's Day coming up next week, which is going to be brilliant, and so the theme of the month is nurturing the desires of our soul. You are here to nurture, to mother, to cultivate and bring out the desires of your soul. The desires of your soul, it's a divine impulse that comes from the mind of God, and it shows up into your soul as, some people call it passion, mission, purpose, and when you let it flow into your heart, which it has to do, then you get to say, what is this? A lot of people call that the desires of the heart, really of the soul, and then you let that go to your mind, and then your mind can say yes or no, and we are going to say yes. So as I say good morning to you, as I say welcome, is there anybody here that's here for the very first time? Anybody new here today? Well, hello's there. If you wouldn't mind, if you're here for the very first time, we're going to ask you to stand up. We're not going to ask you to do anything. We're not going to ask you to dance. We're just going to ask you to receive being loved. So welcome. And if you're streaming in live right now, and this is your first time streaming in live, you can stand up too. But if you come to Southern California and you're in person, you'll do it in person as well. So you can go ahead and stand up. And the rest of us, we're just going to take and we're going to offer our love and our prayer and our blessings as we raise our hands as an extension of our heart. And we say, welcome to Soul Center.
Welcome to Soul Center.
We know who you truly are.
We know who you truly are.
You are a divine angel.
You are a divine angel.
Born from the very heart and mind of God.
Born from the very heart and mind of God.
You have talents and gifts to bless the world.
You have talents and gifts to bless the world.
And we call it forward from you.
And we call it forward from you.
We love you.
We love you.
We know who you truly are.
We know who you truly are.
Welcome to Soul Center.
Welcome to Soul Center.
Thank you. Thank you for...
You know how much my body is tingling.
For those of you who couldn't hear that at home, he was just saying how much that was tingling in his body, and thank you. That means you know how to receive. So that is good. That's actually why we do something like that, to open to divine receptivity. And so how's everybody doing today? That was pretty good, okay. My job is to take that, wherever we are, our community meets people wherever they're at. Things are going well, we meet you there and we say, glory to greater glory. If you've hit a stumbling block, you've stubbed your toe along the way, something's going on in life that needs some attention to grow, that's what a challenge is, that's what a crisis is. It's an opportunity to grow past something. Never has there ever existed a challenge or a crisis that was just to destroy us. That has never existed throughout all of time. All that is, when a challenge or a crisis comes up, is it means I am resisting my good. I am resisting inspiration to flow through me. I am just resisting. The more you resist, the more it's going to feel a little uncomfortable. There is the uncomfortableness that comes from resistance, and that one feels, it just doesn't feel good. Some people who are super sensitive, you can feel the toxicity in it. And then there's the uncomfortableness from I'm about to go into greater good, and it feels a little weird, it feels a little uncomfortable, so I might be tempted to put on the brakes for this greater good. But don't do it, because it's a good. It's a good uncomfortable. It's just a funky feeling, and you're going to allow yourself to move through the funky feeling to get to greener pastures. We're going to say yes to that. Today, the topic is accessing our divine all-access pass. You have an all-access pass to every area of good in your life should you choose to dig around and find that all-access pass that says, I have entrance to the kingdom of heaven. That doesn't come when I cross over to another dimension. It doesn't come if I mark and check off my little to-do list that says, if you're good here, and if you do these many prayers, and if you follow these rules, then you will experience that. It comes immediately as we allow ourselves to acquiesce, the path of surrender, to surrender on a moment-by-moment, day-by-day basis, to make sure that we understand that every single one of us on this planet has every talent, every gift, every ability, that every avatar and every master who has ever walked this planet and has achieved enlightenment or self-realization or Christ consciousness or Buddha consciousness or Krishna consciousness, every one of you has that. Our job is to nurture it, as the topic or the theme of the month would be, to nurture that within us and to access your access pass. You have to access it. You get to print it out. You get to enjoy it. That is your job. Your job is not to bemoan the trials and tribulations and lack and limitation of the temporal world because you're being fed by the world. Your job is to let go of being fed by the world and open to being fed by the eternal. Right now, life force energy, which is pure, holy, brilliant energy, that only seeks to beget good, is flowing through you right now. It's breathing your breath. It is oxygenating your blood. It is digesting your food. It is allowing you to do this and this. And it's allowing you to do all kinds of things. And it follows intention. And as we align with that intention in our lives, by attuning to the desires of our soul, and as it's said in the reading from Howard Thurman, with consecutiveness, that means on a regular basis, consecutively, I am nurturing and growing the divine idea of my life, which on the human level is going to evolve, or as you've heard me say many times, be-volve, because we're bevolvers. We're not just evolvers, because many people who evolve sometimes devolve. And we're not going to devolve or just simply plain evolve. We're going to bevolve, which is benevolent evolution in our own lives. That's what we're going to say yes to. It requires a diligence. It requires a consecutiveness. It requires letting go of cynicism and pessimism. Oh, so many people over the past couple decades have become a little bit more cynical, a little bit more pessimistic, because the world, via the news, the internet, whatever, social media, feeds us information of people's experiences in the temporal world, both the individual and the collective. There's individual experiences and there are collective experiences. There are units of energy that make up your human energy field, and there's a unit of energy that is a holographic, identical frequency except larger, that goes around a group of people, whether that's 2 people, whether that's 20 people, whether that's a nation. or a city. There are energies. What energies are you plugging into? Some of them we want to unplug from, and that is why in all of the mystical traditions, and a lot of times you find this in all of the religious traditions, there's a time of fasting where I got to say, I got to unplug from these temporal energies. Some people think that fasting is depriving yourself of food, which sometimes when you use that in your physical body, that helps recalibrate. There is an intelligence within your body that is always seeking to bring you into homeostasis. When you eat something toxic, your body goes, this is toxic, gotta get rid of it. This is good, this expands and brings wellness. That intelligence in your body, oh boy, does it surpass the intelligence of the surface mind, because, sometimes you're sitting there and you're eating that double cheeseburger with bacon and blah, 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 and it's like toxins, toxins, toxins. Don't want to rain on anybody's parade. But that is not a superfood. That is actually kind of the contrary to a superfood. And so, but what does your body do when you put those French fries in and all that stuff? It's like, okay, gotta get rid of this. Gotta come back into homeostasis. That intelligence not only works in your physical body, but it works in your emotional body and your mental body. And it always seems to regulate. It only goes out of balance and can throw us into upheaval when it's overwhelmed. We are only going to be overwhelmed with peace and love, and as Angel was singing, allow the love to wash over us. Allow the joy, the peace, everything to wash over us. And then if I was going to add a stanza to that, I would say, and let it rise up from within us. Let it shine from within us. We let the divine energies wash over us, and we let them rise up and radiate out. That's the toroidal flow of the energy that flows through your energy being. It's always cycling, and it's always seeking to expand. Your job is to say, yes, I'm going to allow that. So it would behoove us to understand the law of momentum and how momentum can work on your behalf. When something builds momentum, it's going to take you to the fulfillment of the direction it is pointed in. And momentum follows the basic law of physics that says energy in motion stays in motion until something, a vehicle or greater, comes along. So first of all, I have questions for you. What are you aware of the desires of your soul? Are you really aware? Do you spend time in solitude and quietude and bliss? Because it is blissful, it is fun, it is joy-filled and joyous to be like, And sometimes that energy, when you're sitting with what the desires of your soul is, sometimes it just shows up as waves of energy. Sometimes if you're sitting in meditation, I hear this all the time, including myself, you just see colors. Big, beautiful, vibrant colors flowing through you. The universe does not only communicate in words, it certainly doesn't only communicate in English, it communicates in vibration. It communicates via the language of color, via the language of music, via the language of vibration. And so as you align with the vibration of your soul, you ignite a fire, a contagion. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask you to ignite that fire. That's what nurturing your desires is. You ignite the fire. That means no matter what's going on in the world, whether it's the economy, or they don't let people like me do these kinds of things. We've seen it time and time and time again. All of the great people of the world have always said no to the status quo and yes to the divine idea. And sometimes it looks like there's a little bit of pushback from the physical world, from those who just simply don't want to open to the divine idea. And when we open to the divine idea, we create a contagion of good. That contagion will spread out. As you thrive, all will thrive. How win-win is that? You mean if I'm healthy and I'm happy and I'm filled with peace and I'm filled with joy and I'm allowing harmony and prosperity in my life, that affects everybody else? Yes, indeed it does. You'll see that. You can see that just right now. You can see it if you just take a practical earthly experience where there's a family that has made a certain amount of money, and then they pass on that inheritance down through their children. And it's like, oh, they're just passing the energy through. Some of those children know what to do and don't know what to do. And that is all because now all of that good is coming into free will and free choice. But you see that on a practical level. On a divine level, there's only and always everything that comes from the divine is coded with everything to sustain, satiate, satisfy, and expand. But our job is to be still and know that I am. Our job is to understand the energy of momentum. You want to start rubbing shoulders, start snuggling up with things that bring momentum to the desires. Not lack and limitation, not doubt, worries, and pessimism. It's like, everybody I've ever known who's ever said that I am going to heal this, and I'm not taking no for an answer. I have known people that happens all of a sudden, whatever the ailment is, whatever the relationship is. It sometimes takes longer than people would like it to take. And I've worked with some people where it's like, it's taken upwards of a year or maybe even more for the full completion of it. They'll see some incremental expansion, and then, there's that time where I'm going to throw in the towel, and I'm just going to go with the temporal waves of energy, and I'm going to let myself get sucked into that dualistic realm. But not us, not here. We are going to nurture and feed the desires of our soul, which starts with, well, what are the desires of my soul? I want to understand what that is. And it's not always going to be so cut and dry. The desires of your soul, you're going to go ahead and you're going to study and you're going to become a doctor and then you're going to become famous and then you're going to... That's not the way it works. There are impulses that come in. You might, if you find resonance, whatever on the scale where the needle is pointing as far as desire goes, you take the one where it resonates the most. I've heard this a lot of times from people like, well, I'm not really sure. I was feeling kind of going this way. I was going to go this way. I was going to go this way. And it's like, well, have you been still? Did you notice where the needle is? Where is it pointing the most? Follow that direction. Feed it in meditation with a deeper craving to fulfill it in its highest, most benevolent, most serendipitous way. We have to get in there. Sometimes you got to get your hands clean. You got to get in there and really, because what you're going to find is most of us have got dirty hands. So you're going to get in there and get your hands clean and allow yourself to dig into a cleansed experience of good. So you want to make sure that you know, in order to know God, in order to know the desires of your soul, you need to know God. The mind of God, the light of God, the love of God, our oneness with it. In order to know that, you have to be at peace. If there's discord going on, if I'm feeling frustrated and angry, that is why when we go into meditation, centering is where we start to release the discord, the disharmony. That's like this morning, we're going to breathe it out. And if you really align with that idea, it works. It works profoundly. I have people come up to me all the time, like this gentleman here today, where you are feeling the energy. You feel the energy. Now, it's not a clobber over your head kind of energy. It's like it's like I'm feeling the mingling and the tingling in my bones and my cells and my tissues. And so I'm going to allow myself to know that really there's only one thing. The biggest reason for failure or mediocrity is yielding to fear, yielding to temporal energy. That is the only way we fail. That is the only way we experience mediocrity, is when we yield to the status quo. But not us, not here. We're going to say, you know what? I'm going to yield to the divine idea. So I will be still. And after 5 minutes of brain chatter, when I sit down to meditation, I'll stay for 5 more minutes. And I'll stay for 5 more minutes until I reach nirvana. And that might take meditation after meditation after meditation. And so we just build. It's like if I said, okay, we're going to go ahead and you want to get your body into shape. You're going to build your biceps and your triceps and you're going to build the muscles of your body temple. And you're like, okay, let's go to the gym. And then you go to the gym and you're like, okay, all right, I did it. Where are they? And it's like, no, it takes a little bit of repetition to build those. When you're working with your muscles, you're working against gravity. When you're working with your spiritual consciousness in your human, you're working against fear. Fear is going to lower you down. Spirit is going to raise you up. And that's how you build the biceps of your holiness within your beingness. We want to make sure that we say, yes, I am going to stay tried and true. We're all going to set the intention right now. I am going to live at the greatest, grandest vision and version of my life, and I will not take no for an answer. Are we in agreement?
Yes.
We are going to seek, find, and nurture the desires of our soul. Are we in agreement?
Yes.
All right, that was good. I think I heard you guys out there. And I just want to give a shout out to Tejeda in Florida. Olive, good to see you in Florida too. And those of our love streamers around the globe. And I just want you to know, if you're ever in Southern California, you're going to come and visit us here in Irvine. We're going to all agree to go deeper and higher into a greater experience and know that in all ways we acknowledge the divine, and the divine shall direct our ways. That's straight out of Scripture. That's a very powerful passage that says, as we acknowledge the divine and we allow it to inspire us, then it will direct our ways. And it kind of sounds like there's an it outside of us or God outside of us, but really the directing of our ways is awakening to the desires of our soul and the benevolent satiation that coexist within us. And then we go, I'm feeling oneness while I'm in duality. I'm feeling inspiration and satiation at the same time. Then, when you feel inspiration and satiation at the same time, we have a phrase that we use in our community that says, as it is done in the mind of God. If you were to take it into the quantum field, you'd know, oh, this is one of the quantum possibilities. The highest vision and version of whatever it is, this relationship, my financial affairs, my body temple, in its highest expression, already exists in the mind of God. And so we say, yes, I will align with that, and I will let it lift me, and I will follow its trajectory. I will align, and I will not let the person goes, oh, that's just a bunch of airy-fairy bunk. Oh, no, that's not going to work. Oh, no, have you read the latest on this and that from the temporal world that says you can't achieve your good? Not us at all. We are a community that says we lean into the affirmative and the divine frequencies of the eternal to achieve greatness, to achieve the purity. We want to focus on, I was talking earlier about the momentum. You build momentum. Where does momentum start? When you move into the beginning, when you allow yourself to return into stillness, that's where you can launch momentum. And if you notice the word, the core root of the word momentum, it's moment. Moment begets momentum. So when I get into the still moment, I can create momentum in the direction to fulfill my desires. So we're all going to say yes to that. Yes?
Yes.
All right, good. We're going to roll here. I just want you to imagine, imagine like Alexander Graham Bell, who has been given, most of the credit for inventing the telephone. But there was other people that were, that 100th monkey approach, where what's going on in one area of the world is going on in another area of the world, just like with the pyramids in Egypt and the pyramids in Mexico, the Mayan pyramids. There you've got same symbolology and all the similar things going on, similar energies, and they were thousands of miles apart. Well, there were several other people that could want to claim success for the telephone, but just assuming, because it doesn't really matter for what I'm going to talk about, but assume, if Alexander Graham Bell just said, you know what, I'm not really interested in pursuing the telephone and that technology. I'd rather just pursue carrier pigeons. I'd rather pursue, people not being able to communicate with each other more easily. Imagine if that happened. He would have just been giving way to something within him, lack, limitations, worries, doubts, and fears that bring about failure. But oftentimes you'll find of all of the great masters, like Howard Thurman that was in the reading, these are the people who persevere, who say, I'm going to go into the stillness, into the silence. I'm going to go into the moment and create momentum into the direction. So one of the things that will help you create momentum, one of the things I know in my past life, I know I was an architect, because right now we're building turning our detached garage into an ADU, into a guest house, and I love all the architecture. I designed, and then I hand the designs over to the architect, and it was like, I think part of him, he didn't say this, but I was thinking, he was like, oh wow, you did like 90% of my work, but he had to like do all the things to make it like right. I love that kind of stuff. I go into the computer and I'm moving walls around and doing all this stuff, and the reason I'm sharing all of that is because creativity is what's going to stimulate momentum. If you can allow yourself, whether it's gardening, getting in, actually, Paul was just sharing with me about that gardening, and it's like, it's so delicious. I love, oh my God, have you ever, tomatoes, I do tomatoes, and it's like, oh my God, when you just see them, and you see the little flower, the little yellow flower, and then all of a sudden it turns into that little light green bulb, and then all of a sudden, like, and then, oh, fresh off the vine, so delicious. I'm just gonna invite you to really, like, what is it that you can do creatively? Because so many of us have gotten stuck in this rote repetition of I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this, and where is the creative flow? And where is the creative expression? That's why we do things in our classes where we try to evoke creativity. That's what we do in the children's community when we're having them do arts and crafts. Arts and crafts are not just for children. They're for us too. We got to get in there and delve deep into that and play with it, and then allow that to bring, because what that does is it allows, when I go into the moment and I start to create the momentum and I want to fuel the momentum, I'm going to go in and say, I'm going to stoke the flames, I'm going to fan the flames and allow them to grow. So we're all going to remember what Paramahansa Yogananda, what he said when he said it is spiritual poverty, not material lack, that is at the core of all human suffering. Spiritual poverty means I am not being still. I am not listening to the still small voice of my own providential awareness and allowing that to have its way. I am allowing myself to be connected to the material world and watch the news and this and that, which is going on in this political party and that war over here and that. And I'm not saying that we don't have passion and purpose about things that are going on in the world, but the way you do it is of the utmost importance. And one of the ways you do it is you don't take sides. The eternal is oneness. There is peace for everybody or not at all. Peace, now you can have peace for everybody in you, and then you radiate that out in your own cosmology. But peace if you want world peace, then we have to participate in proliferating that. And so we do that by not contributing to taking sides on something. You might, when you get into, if you're voting on something, you might, when you get in there, have to vote on something, but to allow that to come through where, I've been providentially guided for something, and I'm not going to see division, I'm going to see wholeness and collective cohesion. What's the big complaint these days? Oh my God, there's so much divisiveness. Well then hold unity, hold balance, hold oneness. I was talking to somebody the other day, and it was one of those things where Italians always go, oh God, my Italian mom, she's always like, eat, eat. And then, the Polish mom, it's like, eat, eat. And the Jewish mom, it's like, always like, eat, eat. And it's like, all moms do that. And everybody thinks that they're owning it. And it's like, nobody's owning it. That just shows you how there's oneness proliferating itself. But somebody just has to own it. And it's like, no, we all share that. So we're all going to share into a great, and if you're going to eat healthy and organic and all that good stuff. And not too much. All right, so what I want to know is, are you aware of your desires, and are you participating in the fulfillment of your desires? Are you participating in the fulfillment of your desires? Only you can answer that question. And I've had people, they've come up to me and said, I've asked a similar question. They go, oh yeah. And it's like, okay, you can't pull one over on me. You certainly can't pull one over on the universe. I get that there's a part of you that is participating, but I want 100% cooperation in that. As you watch the needle go from 50% to 60% to 70 to 80 to 90, when you get to 100%, You're done. It's done. It is manifest. In the mind of God is done at 100%. The highest, greatest, grandest vision and version of whatever it is at 100%, which is the best. It's the very best. And we're going for the very best. Yes?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to invite you to join me as we move into the prayer field to remember. I'm just going to invite you to actually feel, when we go into prayer right now, feel the presence. Feel the presence of your soul. Feel the presence of desire. You're not going to effort. It's the opposite of effort. You're just going to relax. You're going to relax and observe. Oh, we take a moment as each and every one of us, we open into a benevolent state of vulnerability and availability, vulnerable and available only to God, only to good, only to the universal presence of oneness and wholeness and goodness, the desires of our soul, coming right from the mind of the divine. We open to that. We allow ourselves right now, feel into the frequency of creation. Feel into the frequency of benevolent satiation. This is where the divine idea of your life births itself. We move into the moment, and we allow momentum to stimulate and activate enthusiasm, that we may be enthusiated as we remember the truth. There is one power, one presence, one grand and glorious energy back of all life that only seeks to beget good. It has never harmed or destroyed anything. Energy changes form, but the way it changes form is up to us. We get to participate in creating that momentary momentum into grandeur and goodness, and we do so by remembering I am one with the divine, born in the image and likeness of God, as stated in all scriptural texts in one way or other around the globe. We open to that great truth, that great remembering that beyond my name, gender, age, race, political affiliations, associations, degrees, diplomas, or anything else of the temporal world, there is a divine spark, and it is powerful, and it is imbued and endowed with the omnipresence, the omniamorous love, and the intelligence of God Almighty. We open to it. It is humbling. It is purifying. We move into that humbling, purifying moment. We say, yes, speak, Lord, thy servant heareth. We are not a servant that is a slave to a divine idea that is not our idea. It is the idea that satiates and satisfies us with bliss and with goodness. We relinquish all tethers and ties to the status quo, and we go and we say, yes, lift me, show me, energize me with that which makes my heart sing in every area of my physical, emotional, and mental bodies and my body of affairs, where cooperation, cohesion, reverence, respect, kindness, and generosity shall prevail. Oh, I say yes to this right now. Each and every one of us, I speak this word on behalf of everyone streaming in live, everyone sitting here, everyone watching on the archives. We say yes. This week, I will allow a momentum to carry me a wave of energy that transcends the human intellect and allows me to be in the world but not of the world. Truly grateful to know that each and every one of us has everything we need to feel, see, hear, know, interpret, perceive, receive, and understand our good. We do so individually, we do so collectively, and we allow it to be good, we allow it to be benevolent, we allow it to be fun, we allow it to be joy-filled and joyous, we allow it to be grace-filled and graceful. This is what we choose, this is what we say yes to. We know that God says yes, that is its vibration, and so we allow it to be now, we allow it to be so, we allow it to lift us even more than ever before in glorious ways. We do so by saying, and so I let it be. And so it is. Amen. 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 Ashe. Aho. Mahalo. Shalom. Hotep. And hallelujah. All right, Soul Center. Love streamers. How is everybody doing? Good? All right. Good? Good? Better? Yeah. That's my job. My job, rev you up. And not as a ooh, ooh, just a kind of a carnal stimuli, as a ooh, the momentum. That's what we come here. Ushers are coming forward. We're getting ready to participate in the art of circulation, remembering that donations to our community is what allows us to pay our rent and the electricity and all of the other things. So we deeply appreciate that. We appreciate all you love streamers who've been tithing, and some of you are on auto tithe, where you can just set up a recurring payment if you choose to do that. Many different ways you can do that. As you prepare your tithes, if you're utilizing cash or checks, you can do that. You can put them in the envelopes that are in the back of the seats, or you can put them directly in the baskets as the ushers go forward right now to circulate those baskets. And of course, there's the QR code that you can use if you're here or you're online. You can also text the word GIVE to area code 669-342-2157, and all the different ways. You can go to our website, soulcenteroc.com, and hit on the Give or Donate button. We appreciate all of that. And all right, just a reminder. Oh no, no reminder yet. Angel's coming on up.
Are you ready?
I can feel it coming, coming. All of the loving, loving restores my heart every day. Yeah. Let all the human lies go, fall deep in God's love and know you're here to let it go. 'Cause we're magnetic, luminous. The light is in our veins. We're magnetic, gorgeous. Love is a choice that we make. We make.
That feeds ya. That feeds ya. Thank you, Angel. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Jesse. We've got such talent here. It is off the hook. I love, I don't know, I'm a spiritual voyeur, and sometimes you watch Brian, he's just in the zone, and he's on the keyboard, and he's over here, and he's over here, and he's doing all these different things that I am like in awe of how you can just in the flow. It's so delicious. All right, thank you for indulging me. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put you to work. We're going to bless the offering. Those of you at home, you can do this too. Extend your heart, your prayers through your hands as we say, oh, how good it is to know that the universe only blesses. This is the very nature of God, the very nature of life, the very nature of our soul is to bless. And it cycles and it circulates as blessings, as being blessed, as blessing. And we utilize our gift, our responsibility to bless by recognizing the infinite glory of the all-giving nature of life of God. We open to that. We remember that we are born in the image and likeness, and we bless this offering. We bless it, and as we bless this offering, knowing that all the needs are met here at Soul Center for our expansion, for our equipment, for the utilities, to fulfill the vision. We know not only collectively as our spiritual community are all needs met, but we know individually. Anybody who comes into vibrational frequency with us thrives. And so we bless this offering. We say yes to the art, the beauty, the law of circulation. We allow it to expand benevolently and gloriously. We give it this blessing, and we allow it to be so, and so it is.
So it is.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, ushers. And as we're waiting for the kids to come down from their new place, we've expanded upstairs. Our new children's community is bigger and grander and greater. So we're truly grateful for that. But just a reminder that anybody who's either wearing an olive-colored shiny stole, which are our licensed practitioners, they're sitting right here if you want to stand up. And also those who are wearing blue are licensed prayer chaplains. They're going to be up here by the gong after service. So if you want to get individual prayer, they'll sneak you off into to our new prayer room, actually. Yeah. And you can experience that, and it is glorious. And I'm going to sell you. Take them up on it. With that being said, I'm going to hand it over to.
I was just going to say, while we're waiting for the kiddos, next week we have Aji and Rena as our musical guests for a special Mother's Day presentation. So, of course, we will be celebrating mothers, but also in addition to mothers, the divine, the feminine within all of us, right? And how important that energy is as we go into the world. So whether you're male, female, mother, grandmother, friend, aunt, uncle, our divine feminine is a really important energy, and we'll celebrate that